Welcome to dridhOn channel. Here we are discussing about RPA UiPath introduction with industry experts. Let's start.
Okay, so coming to RPA, right? RPA is nothing but it's called as Robotic Process Automation. So where we automate, it can be a manual task, it can be a repeating task, or it can be any sort of task, but in a plain process format. That means, for example, I'll tell you to walk 10 steps. You'll only walk 10 steps. You will not do 20. You will not do 30. You will just walk and come back, or you'll walk and stand there, waiting for my instruction. That is what is RPA. You design a robot in such a way that you tell robot, do so and so thing, it will do it. Not more or less here and there. So now, that is something when we started this RPA journey in 2015, another 5 years back. Now, over the time, right, this entire technology is getting evaluated, or it's getting enhanced to lots of new features. So in the meantime, we have come up with something called intelligent automation. That means we are letting robot think, decide, and do the decision. So that is why you typically now call it as intelligent automation or intelligent process automation. Okay, so here your ML and AI concept is actually added into your robotic automation process. So we'll go to various things that will come in RPA. So we'll go one by one slide. And if you have any doubt, right, please feel free to ask me. Okay. So now, if you look right in the current market, right, these are some of the traditional technologies that you might be hearing about, like AI, ML, IoT, okay, machine learning, like big data, blockchain, automation. All these are different technologies. But out of this, right, one thing that outstands among all is automation. The reason being its implementation. Its implementation is on a very large scale. It means it has a large impact on the people. Look at AI. How many AI or ML? Have you anywhere heard like people blindly giving job for AI and ML? No. Have you heard anything same for blockchain, big data? No. But you see automation. Any company you apply, you'll get automation opportunities. So that is why it is so familiar in the market. Why? I'll tell you. Automation is like you are just automating a process, as I said. But in automation tools nowadays, you can integrate machine learning, you can integrate AI, and make such a beautiful product that 3 technologies are combined as a single tool. You don't have to depend on separate things. One thing will solve everything for you. Now, all the other technologies, you look at this IoT. So it's one of the very good technology, but look at how many people, just take example in India, have a smart home or have a smart device at home. Very few. I would say just not even 5%. And that's where we are completely differentiated. If you do not have implementation, you don't get project. If you don't get project, okay, your market is like, growing very steadily. But whereas in automation, it's a mass scale implementation. You go to any sector, right, the implementation of automation is taking place. That's why it's one of the very best technologies in the current market. And to prove that, look at this chart. Every 5 years, right, something new came in the market. Maybe when you finish your education, right, okay, you might have max heard about cloud. Correct? Yes. So cloud is something that is like, most commonly you have heard. But that is something cloud started in 2010. By now, we have reached a point where actually, it's like stable in the market. You don't have that a big hype like how automation has. So if you look at this chart, right, it says every 5 years something new comes up. Every 5 years. And that's where currently automation is there. ML, AI, that's where our future is. At least for the next 5 years. And if you look at this is that particular, what we say, your chart. 53% of the current market, that means in the client, wants to invest in automation. If you take 50 minutes, it's every second company in the world. Every second company in the world wants to do automation. Look at cloud. It was at one point of, let's say 70-80%. That means everybody wanted to go to cloud. Now it's not that scenario. Look at IoT and all the other technology. They are the ones that is upcoming. That means they have just come up in the market. It will take some time for them to stabilize and pick up the market. That's where something you can see something new change in the future. Now look at this chart. This clearly shows you where automation stands. As I said, in 2015-16, we started our journey in automation. Look where we are today. We are just, this is our growth in 5 years. Look at where the projection is. As I said, next 5 years, automation is going to rule your market. And this I'm telling is only the United States market. That means all your IT companies, right? 40% of their earnings comes from US. Or fully, what we say? US statistics. So imagine if you combine the rest of the world, what will be achieved? So moving ahead, any doubts so far?
No,
Okay. So moving ahead, these are the different terminologies used for automation. RPA, as I said, robotic process automation. Intelligent automation, you're making your process smart. Intelligent process automation or business process automation. Like it can be a smarter process or it can be a business use case for automation. We have chatbots, okay? Like all the websites that you go, you have a chatbots giving you the responses. 5 years back, that response was from humans. Today, that answer is given by robots. Rapid automation, like quick automation or the cognitive automation, where multiple layers like, automation, your MLA, everything is applied. So these are the different terminologies in your automation. But all this, what it brings, the single goal is, the task of that is to make your work faster. How? I'll tell you. Let's take, our own example. If at all we are going to office, right, every morning at 9 o'clock, we are so fresh in the mood, you give us any task, right, we can finish in 30 minutes. Post lunch, the same task, right, we may take 45 to 55 minutes. Same task. Same task again by evening, around, let's say, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Okay, it will take around, let's say, more than 1 hour. If somebody asks us to extend our office hours and work at 10 o'clock, we might take 1.5 hours to finish the same task. It might take 2 hours for the same human being. So we are not doing work faster. And we are not doing consistently. It's a very high inconsistencies there. You give a same task to a robot. You give morning, afternoon, evening, midnight, throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year. If it's supposed to finish in 30 minutes, it will finish only in 30 minutes. That is why the robots will do the work faster and consistently. Human beings, if you tell weekend, they'll have all sorts of excuse. They'll take their own time, but not in the case of robots. Throughout the year, same output. If we fall sick one day, then again, output is lost. Then cheaper. So if it's a case of human beings, like let's say we joined the organization newly, they'll train us for 6 months. Then they'll put us in the project. By the time we learn the project and understand, we want to change the company. Again, somebody comes, they'll do the same thing. We want holidays, we want a salary hike every year. Okay, we want cab facilities, all extra facilities we want. But in case of robots, nothing. Once you design, you take 5 years, 10 years, same robot, it has no conditions. They'll simply give the output to you. That is why it is cheaper. Only one time you have to design. Then it's like this, your clothes. When you stitch and when you buy, first time you have investment. Then you wear n number of times, there is no cost involved. Same way here, you are implementing one time, that is where a cost is, then no cost involved. That is cheaper and then better. Every time that you involve your automation, your work is becoming better. But in case of human beings, it's not like that. When say if we are 2 years, 3 years, right, our productivity actually come down because we might not like the work, we might not like the manager, we might not like the team. Lots of reasons are there. So if you look from a company's perspective, right, they're able to get everything from this particular automation. So the work is becoming faster, cheaper, better, and consistent. Any doubts so far?
No.
Okay. If you want, I'll give one very interesting example of this cognitive automation. This insurance industry is there, right? Now, Any of
Yes.
us, right? We either have health insurance, medical insurance, vehicle insurance, automobile insurance, multiple insurance are there. If you have to claim, what you have to do is you have to, get the vehicle repaired or get the human beings, like if it's a hospitalization claim, we have to get admission, get entire treatment, then submit all the documents to the insurance company. Then they will verify if something is missing, not provided. They'll say, no, give me this, give me that. Then they'll say, as per your policy, only this much who can be reimbursed, other part is not covered. So everything, these things will come. By the time they reimburse you, right, it can be 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, and the amount that we get is sometimes 80%, sometimes 70%, sometimes 90%. 100% that they never reimburse, citing so many reasons. Now, people are most of the time not satisfied. And if we are not satisfied, we keep on arguing, right? Settlement takes up to 1 year also in a traditional way. They'll say this document missing, that missing, everything. Now you look at this example of automation that takes over your entire, what we say, insurance industry. You might not see that in India currently, but in foreign countries, so many insurance companies started doing that. They have kept an app. Okay, this app is designed in such a way that it is having automation, it is having ML and AI, all the concepts built in it. Now, let's say a person who is driving a vehicle, he or she meets with the accident, right? What they have to do is, they simply, wherever they meet with the accident, they don't have to call anybody. They don't have to, what we say, look for support, nothing. Instantly come down, take your mobile out, log into that particular app. It will all have basic information of your vehicle. It will simply say, click on this photo, click that photo. Let's say if a front of the vehicle is damaged, it says click the headlight photo, click a bumper photo, click a mirror photo, glass photo, number plate. So you just capture the photo and keep on uploading. This particular screenshots are actually, what we say, processed by AI engine. It will exactly find out how much, means you have to 360-degree take the vehicle's photo and upload. You'll find out exactly what are the damage happened, what are the components that is damaged, each component, what are the screws involved, or the secondary parts involved. It will go to the actual manufacturing website, find out what is today's price of that particular product. It will exactly do what is the quotation of that particular processing, like whatever is the amount that is required for what is the repairing of the vehicle. It will prepare a quote. It will instantly display on your screen. This is what is your insurance amount that you can get for this entire damage. What is that? You have to put it from your pocket. Or if everything is covered by insurance company, you don't have to worry. Now, all this, it takes not more than 15 minutes. Once everything is done, submit it. A towing vehicle will come. It will tow your vehicle. If at all you have opted, they'll give you a spare vehicle in 30 minutes. So a spare vehicle will be given you on the spot. If at all you want to stay there overnight, they'll give you hotel facilities. Everything is done. Within 24 hours, the amount is reimbursed. Not even a single paper is required. No human interaction. No interaction with any insurance provider. Nothing. Everything is at your tip. This is how life is changing. You will see this implementation in India after some time, but yes, this is actually already happening. So this is one such example. Moving ahead, these are some of the areas where automation is actually taking place. So first and foremost, customer service. If you are in IT, we call it as BPO, KPO services. What do we do? The people there in the call center, they actually give an assistant to everybody. For example, let's take this. We purchase phone, we purchase TV, we purchase fridge, we purchase any item. It comes or it has a user manual. But what we do, we never refer that. We just, every time for that particular manual, we ignore it. And if there is any issue, we contact the customer service. The person in the customer office, right, reads the same manual and gives you the instruction. If there is nothing that they can do it or they don't have information, they'll say, either you come to our store, the technical team will assist. If it's a mobile or something, if it's a fridge, TV, they'll come to your home. Now this entire process, right, of answering the questions from a book is now taken care by automation. Take example of accounting of financial services, or they're simply called BFSI, banking and financial services. Now look at this way. Your new account creation process in a bank. What we do is we go to a bank, fill the form, take a printout of all the documents or a Xerox, submit it to the branch. On the night, they will upload all the information to their portal. Then your account gets activated. Then they'll issue you the passbook, checkbook, debit card. At least it will take minimum 2 days or 3 days for you to fully start using your account. Sometime if they are not issuing you credit or debit card from bank, it's coming from somewhere, then what will happen? You cannot use for next 3 to 4 days. Now, in some of the world's best countries, they already started automating this process. So it's called as robotics branch. You don't have any human being in that particular branch. Once you step into that robotics branch, a robot will be there to assist you for everything. What it will do is, the moment you go there, the robot will, instead of you submitting a scanned copy, you simply take an original document, keep it in front of the robot. It will using OCR technology. It will scan the information. It will actually go and update this information in the bank's application form. Whatever is missing, you can just type it there. Once it is done, okay, your form is filled, submitted, then it will have a camera and your biometrics. You can actually take a real-time photo. You don't have to even submit a hard copy. Click a photo, give your biometrics. Once that is done, okay, it will ask you what kind of services are you looking. Are you looking for passbook, checkbook, credit card, debit card? It can instantly print a card with your name and photo on it. No bank can do that on the spot. This can do it. Once it is done, now your account is active, your all the things are issued. Now it will print your welcome kit on the spot. And once it is done, okay, it will ask, are you looking for any other services like loan, everything? So if you want, you can select, then it will, rest of the process will continue. Otherwise, you can stop. All in all, it takes 13 minutes at any given point of time. It can be throughout the day, it can be a night, it can be on a weekend. It will open an account in 30 minutes for you, with everything given to you on the spot. This is one best example, which we cannot imagine like how simplified the life is. Now we take an example of healthcare. This is where upcoming all your technologies are coming in. Healthcare is something that is not much explored, but in a healthcare industry, take this example. Okay, in India, in one of the very rare hospitals, like in Bangalore, I've heard this, 6 hours operations, okay, completely done by robot. All the 8 specialist doctors were sitting outside the room. Even nurse was not required to assist. That's how your life is changing. Nowadays, in some of the hospitals, some of the surgeries are completely done by robots. So you look at some of these Arab countries. Why in this entire pandemic they have not struggled? Because there is no interaction between a patient and doctor. The moment you visit a hospital or clinic, what they do is the robot is there, it will assist you, it will take to a room, it will check all the basic parameters that is required, give that information to a doctor. Doctor will look at the report, it will prescribe whatever medicine required, or if any test is required, it will do that. The robot can even take a blood sample, okay, and what it will do is it will collect this information, put it to a laboratory, okay, and then if any doctor has written a prescription, it can even print a prescription on its own. Absolutely no connection between a doctor and patient. This is how your life is changing. Then HR process, it's similar to a banking process. Instead of we go into on a new joining day, right? What we do is we go to office, we submit all our documents, and then what they do is they scan this document, upload into their portal, they create our ID card, everything, and then they give us access. Instead of that, some of the companies have started, they kept a robot in their office. On the day of induction, you go there, submit all your documents, it will upload to the company's portal, create a user ID, it will print your application with a photo on it on the spot. To create your ID card, get activated on the spot. You don't need anything else. Even before your induction, right? In 15 minutes, you're onboarded and your application is active. This is how life is changing. Look at this example of supply chain management. You might be ordering order in Amazon or Flipkart at night 9 o'clock. Next day morning 9 o'clock, they're able to deliver to you. How? Previously, all these companies in their warehouse, right? What they used to do is you keep an order, then somebody reads the order, go to a warehouse, they'll do packing and keep it at the courier's desk for the courier company to pick up. Now, if you have ordered at 9 o'clock, somebody's shift is ending, some new person is coming, So what they'll do, if they go for dinner break, 1 hour break, by the time they come at 10 o'clock, multiple orders are there. So what they'll do, whatever comes on their hand, right, they'll simply take that order, start packing it. They don't have priority for them to consider. So what happens? They keep it ready by 11, 11:30. Somebody they meet in the office, their friend, they'll start chit-chatting. By the time they make it ready, right, it's 12 or 12:30 for your order. That time courier partners cannot pick up. What happened? You cannot get an order next day. But now you place an order, the robots will scan that from your computer, go to the warehouse, pack the item, keep it at the courier desk in 30 minutes. By 9, if you place order at 9 o'clock, 9:30 there is a courier partner to pick the order. You get that overnight, it will go from various places. Morning, you have that item in your place. That's the difference. In US, Amazon has the world's biggest, what we say, this delivery center, where more than 70 to 80,000 people at one point of time were working, human beings were working. Today, 70% of this entire warehouse is taken care by automation. That's how life is changing. So what are the benefits of robots for these companies, right? The scalability, as I said, right? You have to design once for your robot. And same design, you can put it in 25, 50, 100, 5,000, 10,000 robot. So it's easy to scale it. Then your customer experience. Your customer experience is always good. Your compliance perspective. That means from all your government rules and regulations, everything is fine. Then delivery, as I said, it's very much improvised. Easy integration. Look at all this example, right? They all are from a different platform. So if you look here also, you can integrate with anything, any technology, any application, everywhere it is possible. For your companies, right, return of investment. That means if they're investing 1 rupee, for them to get 10 rupees, right, on a traditional way, it takes lot of time. But in automation, it is not very, very easy, not so time consuming. Then all your repeating or manual task is eliminated. Then your process is drastically improvised compared to human beings, right? It's a very, very less error prone. And then your company is right, the cost is drastically reduced. So that's the ultimate, all these things, right? If you look from a company's perspective, that is what they always want. So what it has resulted in? All your, as I said, all your paper-based transaction, all your IT application, reading, extracting, updating, everything is taken care by robots. All your decision-making power, your judgment, everything is done by robots. All structured, unstructured information, that is also taken care by OCR. So what it has happened? All your manual tasks, your repeating tasks, your decision making, your judgment, your report, everything is now done by automation. Let me say this way, right? If at all you have to send a 1 lakh mail to all the SBI customers today, that today is, what we say, let's say, a bank has come up with some new scheme. We want to send 1 lakh mail. For us to collect 1 lakh ID, right? It's practically impossible in a 1 day. A robot can fetch this information in 10 to 15 minutes. It can send a mail to 1 lakh people. That's the difference. So all your tasks are getting completely automated. So now, all this, as I said, right, your ML and AI, they all are subset of your automation. That means automation is the basic steps. You should know how a machine or robot works. Then that you can integrate with machine learning. So that means you're training your machines, and then you're adding intelligence to your machine. So that is AI. These are the blocks you have to go in the same order, even if you want to learn it in the future. Automation, ML and AI. And then moving ahead, some of the tools that we have in the market. So UiPath is the leading tool in the market because of its simplicity, easy to learn, its easy availability, the host of features that it has. It's the leading tool in the market, and because of that, it has lots of projects. If you look from opportunity wise, UiPath is the first, automation never comes second, and then the Blue Prism. The Blue Prism is actually UiPath is leading the market. And then we have all the others like Pegasystems, your Work Fusion, your Antworks, so many things else like Kofax, they are all new in the market. Fine. So this is what
Thanks Thanks for watching Introduction class. If you want to register, please visit dridhOn.com. Or you want to discuss more or check for the trial classes, please call 9066508122 or visit dridhOn.com. Thank you.